UFC 290. Man, wow. I literally said it. This on paper looked like one of the best cards ever, hands down. And it came to fruition. It wasn't a special prediction, right? On paper, it was so obvious that this was an awesome card, and it turned out to be exactly that. I mean, every single fight was amazing. Every single fight was good. And we're not just talking about the main card. We're talking about the early prelims, through the main card. I think there were only about 2 decisions in this fight. And one of those decisions ended up being one of the best fights in history ever. It's gonna be considered as one of the best fights in the flyweights, hands down. And of course, I'm talking about Brandon Moreno versus Alexandre Pantoja 2. What an amazing fight, man. So many great moments happened in this card. Robbie Lawler getting a fantastic retirement, probably the best retirement in UFC. I mean, normally legends don't go out like that, right? They fight until their very last, until they're considered washed up, and they don't usually win their last fight, especially at an older age. Robbie Lawler is, I believe, 42, in his early 40s for sure. And he knocked out Nico Price early in the first round. That was fantastic, man. I did not see that happening. I was so shocked. A lot of people didn't see that happening. Nico Price is a tough guy. He's never been finished, and he went out cold. Robbie Lawler is known as a knockout artist, man. And he's known for his aggression, his power, his speed. And of course, as he got older, all that slowed down. People didn't really think he had it in him anymore, but he pulled it out, man. The man is so stoic, doesn't move, so straight. But man, watching him tear up in his retirement celebration was wonderful, man. Shout out to Robbie Lawler. Thank you for everything you've done in the MMA community. I really appreciate the entertainment, the showdown. He's a legend, a veteran. He will go down in history as a Hall of Famer for sure. He already is due to the fight with Rory McDonald, and he has only cemented his legacy even more. Man, look at that wonderful knockout from Bo Nickal, man. That man is not just a wrestler. He's a knockout artist. He stunned Val Woodburn early in the first round. In the first round. That was amazing, man. My man got stunned, wiggled, went to the floor. Bo didn't even waste no time. He's not going to no wrestling. TKO'd him out of there. Quick one. Now let's get to the main event, man. Alexander Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez. Man, look, this was a very good fight, right? But it looked kind of slow and less of a good fight just because of the lead up to it. There were so many amazing fights on this card that a good fight as the main event ended up looking not that good, but it was actually a good fight. Ended in a finish. Volkanovski, his last finish was against Korean Zombie. This is his second finish in 2 years. Wonderful performance from Volkanovski. Very dominant. Yair put up a fight for sure. Tried to throw a lot of kicks. Almost landed that leg kick I was talking about. We could see it coming, right? But and Volk ate it, man. Defended most of it and capitalized on it. Once he threw a body kick, Volk took advantage, grabbed that leg, took him to the ground and pound. The ground and pound was heavy on this man, and this was pretty much the fight throughout the rounds. I believe this fight definitely ended for 3 rounds. It lasted only 3 rounds, and in the 3rd round, Volkanovski finally got that TKO, and the ref had to step in. Man, Volk is a legend, man. Now, I don't know who's next for him. I know Ilya Topuria tried to do a quick face-off on his way out. He has to be next, man. That guy is next. Volk has beat everybody below him in the rankings, in top 5 for sure. And Ilya Topuria just beat Josh Emmett, so he has to get it next. I don't see who else. The only other option is him going back out to fight Islam Makhachev, because now we're seeing Charles Oliveira is saying he's not ready for that second fight. So that will be the only other option, man. I'll be pushing for that fight, man. Either one is gonna be a banger. It's only up for Volk, man. Legend. Next, straight to Brandon Moreno versus Alexandre Pantoja. Yo, this is one of the best fights I've ever watched in my life. Oh my God. Obviously, this is going to go into contender for fight of the year. It was a fantastic fight from the beginning to the end. The first round was amazing. Through the fifth round, it wasn't even a fight where, okay, they feel each other, start slow, and then it turns out to be something good. No, it was an amazing fight all through. So back and forth. I wasn't sure what I was watching. Throughout the fight, I was literally cursing, like, what is going on? It was so back and forth, action packed. Man, Brandon really tried his best, man. He really tried his best to hang in there. And this fight didn't even go the way I imagined, because Pantoja didn't chase those submissions like that. He stood on the ground, ate everything that Brandon gave to him, gave him back. Once in a while, he did shoot, got a couple nice takedowns, which secured his wins for the rounds. I think round 3 and round 4, I believe. He really put it on Brandon, man, and he won decisively. I saw one of the judges gave it 49-46 to Brandon Moreno. I mean, like, I can see an argument for him winning some rounds. It's hard to argue he won the fight, in my opinion, but 49-46 is outrageous. That was a fantastic fight. Best fight in flyweight history, in my opinion. Finally, a fight trumping Brandon Moreno versus Davison Figueiredo won. That awesome, amazing fight. This one was better, man. It was bloodier. It was more back and forth. So many crazy moments. I really didn't see this going the full 5 rounds, but somehow these tough guys pulled it through. Straight to Robert Whittaker versus Dricus du Plessis. Yo, the shock of the night. First of all, I was so wrong in my forever prediction about nobody beating Robert Whittaker aside from Israel Adesanya. I was wrong, so wrong. But man, didn't I say it? I said my spidey senses is telling me Dricus du Plessis is gonna shock the MMA community that night in UFC 290, and he did exactly that. That was crazy, man. It wasn't even competitive. It's not that Dricus got a lucky punch and knocked out Whittaker, right? No, he was winning the fight before that. He won round 1. He stood up with Rob, threw nice, powerful jabs, was able to gauge Robert's distance and range shots and skill. He obviously watched videos on Robert Whittaker, man. He was fully prepared for that fight. And once Robert threw a leg kick, he was able to capitalize on it. He got a knockdown in round 2. Robert stood up, threw a couple shots. They traded for a while, and then he got another knockdown, capitalized on it, and just started raining shots down on Whittaker, man. Yo, that was crazy. That was wild. Shout out to Dricus du Plessis. He is legit, man. He is that guy, man. Obviously, he's gonna fight Easy next. That was a hilarious post-fight commentary or post-fight reaction, whatever happened in that stage. Easy getting into the stage, blowing out the N-words all over the place. I'm seeing a lot of people getting in their feelings, and I'm like, yo, this is hilarious. I was honestly dying with laughter when that was happening. I just think it's ridiculous that people like Kobe, Conor, Strickland can say whatever they want, and people come out here like, hey, let's stop being so sensitive. Let them say what they want. Don't censor. And then Izzy breathes air, and everybody gets in their feelings. Man, it was amazing. I love it. I'm looking forward to that fight, man. Robert du Plessis. I'm sorry, I said Robert du Plessis. Dricus du Plessis is legit, man, and that guy is powerful. He's definitely gonna be a problem. I know Israel would not underestimate him. The guy is awkward, like the way he poses, the way he uses his technique, everything about it is awkward, but you can tell he literally studies his fighters. He's a studier of the game, and he knows what is going on. Man, what a fight. Next up, Jalen Turner versus Dan Hooker. Wow. Look, I was so sure this was the fight of the night, like hands down. Obviously, somehow, some way, Brandon Moreno versus Alexandre Pantoja came and actually topped this. But this fight was amazing. I mean, right off in halfway in the first round, the fight started picking up. right away. Jalen Turner throwing on volume, a lot of nice combos, putting it on Dan Hooker. Dan, the hangman, didn't stay back and eat those and just chill there though. He threw back. It was so back and forth. I don't think there was one single shot thrown in this fight. A couple fakes and feints, I think, for distractions. Maybe one by Jalen later in the rounds when he was really getting it on. But man, this fight was amazing. I believe Jalen got the first round. Jalen kind of was having the second round in his bag. A lot of nice combos from him, but the way Dan just refused to go out, man. He refused to go out. My guy came back, threw crazy shots back at Jalen non-stop. He would eat Jalen shots, throw him back. There was literally a time Jalen stood and screamed like, God damn, this man doesn't want to go down. I've done everything I can. And then just kept on pouring it. And then Jalen ended up, I think, shooting for a takedown. I don't think he really got it. He was able to neutralize it and get it to the cage or something. I know there was a little scramble on the floor, but back on it in round 3, and they just kept on going. Such a close fight, man. Such a close fight. In my opinion, the fight could have gone either way, and I think the judges pointed that out too, as it was a split decision for Dan Hooker. Fantastic win for Dan Hooker, man. I'm so happy for him. And now you have to really ask an honest question. Is Jalen Turner really as good as we thought he was? I really do think he still has potential. I don't know about that toughness, though. He might be lacking in that toughness aspect because he looked a little broken when he realized he couldn't do anything to stop Dan Hooker. But hey, he's lost to Gamrot and he's lost to Dan Hooker. Those are very awesome fighters, so who knows what's next. He's still up there in the rankings. So many potential fights for him. I would say give a fight between Jalen Turner and Retano Marcano. That should be a next fight. Dan Hooker, man, he should try and push to fight anybody above him. An amazing night, man. UFC 290, best card I've ever watched, best card this year. So many fights on there. I think Jalen Turner versus Dan Hooker and Brandon Moreno versus Alexandre Pantoja, definitely contestants for best fight this year. We're only halfway in the year, man. We have a whole other 6 months to see what's gonna compete, but for sure that's gonna be hard. Man, an amazing fight, amazing night. See you guys in the next video.